it's Shakti. Welcome to episode 3, Loving Yourself Through Every Season of Life. Welcome back to From the Mat to the Heart. I am so grateful that you're here. Today's episode is one that's been growing in my heart for a long time. Why? Well, because it's about something that I think many of us struggle with. And I don't think it's really talked about openly. It's about loving ourselves through every season of life. Not just when it's going well, not just when you're successful, and also not just when you're getting praised or you feel healthy and young, but every season. I've spent much of my life searching for peace, searching for things that would truly satisfy me. And like many people, I believed that it looked a certain way, right? It had a vision of what it would look like. And I thought if I worked harder, if I became more spiritual, if I was helping enough people, then maybe I would feel worthy. And maybe I would feel like I was enough. But looking back, I was always chasing something outside of myself. So I think that's where the challenge came. I didn't understand who I truly was yet. And when I was 3 years old, as we talked about in the last episode, and my sister passed away, we were napping, and I really was too young to understand what death was. But I understood sadness. I understood loneliness. And what I will say is they talk about there's an epidemic of loneliness in the world right now going on. So somewhere deep inside of me, I knew something was unequivocally wrong. And for that little girl who carried so much emotions for so many years, as I grew older, those wounds shaped me. I searched for acceptance, for belonging, and for approval. Sometimes I even searched for perfection. If you've done that too, sorry, not never, but if you have, I want you to know that you're not alone. Life has a way of changing us as we go through these different seasons. And that's why we feel so strongly about going here or going there. So seasons when we feel completely broken, when relationships begin, others end, the seasons of motherhood, career changes, illness, aging, loss of people, healing, unexpected new beginnings. For a long time, I resisted all of those changes. I wanted everything to stay the same. I thought I knew what everything was supposed to be like. But when I started teaching yoga, I knew something was different. When I first stepped onto my mat, I thought yoga was about becoming more flexible, right? About having balance. And then I thought it was about becoming stronger. And eventually I realized that yoga was teaching me about becoming more compassionate. Every pose invited me in to stop fighting with myself. Every breath reminded me to come home. Every meditation encouraged me to simply witness and not judge. Bhakti entered my life and it changed everything. It taught me that I am not this temporary body. I am not my mistakes. I am not my trauma. I am not my accomplishments. According to the Bhagavad Gita, we are eternal souls. We are spiritual beings temporarily living a human experience. That understanding completely changed my life. Because if I'm an eternal servant of Krishna, then my value isn't determined by my appearance, my age, or, most importantly, what other people think of me, right? My value has always existed. It comes from my relationship with the divine. That doesn't mean I stop struggling. Far from it. There are many days where I still question myself, days where old stories return, days where I compare myself to others, when I wonder if I am doing enough. I recognize those thoughts for what they are. They are simple thoughts. They are not the truth. One of the greatest lessons I have learned, every season has a purpose. There was a season when I believed my brokenness disqualified me. Today I understand that that very season became a doorway, which compassion entered my life without pain. Without pain, I may never have searched for something deeper. Without loss, I may not have discovered devotion. Without suffering, I may not have ever understood grace. So sometimes we fight so hard against these difficult seasons and we miss the gifts inside of them. Think about nature, right? So trees, the leaves drop from the trees, do they apologize? Flowers, they don't go on saying, your flower is prettier than my flower, right? Winter doesn't wish, oh God, I wish I was summer. Summer doesn't say, oh, I wish I was winter. Every season has its own beauty. Every season serves a purpose. So why do we believe that we all have to be the same? Why do we criticize ourselves for changing? Why do we believe that getting older somehow makes us less beautiful? I've had to learn to appreciate this one body, not because it's perfect, but because it's carried me through every chapter of my life. This body has experienced grief, it has experienced joy, it has carried my child. It has taught yoga. It has traveled across the world seeking all kinds of truths. It has bowed in temples. It has cried. It has laughed. For that, I am grateful. Loving ourselves isn't about believing that we're perfect. It's about treating ourselves with the same compassion that we offer someone we love deeply. Just think about it. How compassionate you are when someone is in pain and you're having a conversation with them. Can you give the same compassion to yourself? And perhaps the greatest act of self-love is surrender, right? Not giving up, but surrendering to the false ideas that are in your mind. Surrendering to the endless need to prove ourselves. The illusion that we have to learn love, we have to earn it, not learn it. We have to earn love, right, by doing X, Y, and Z. Bhakti teaches us that love is already here, right? Krishna has never stopped loving us. He has always been here. The question is, can we learn to receive that love? If you're listening today and you're walking through a difficult season in your life, I want to encourage you that you don't have to have everything figured out. You do not have to be perfect before you begin healing. You don't have to wait until you feel worthy. You already are. Take one breath. Offer yourself one kind word. Spend 5 minutes in gratitude. Chant the Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sit quietly, go for a walk, step onto your yoga mat, pray. Do one small thing that reminds you that you are infinitely valuable. Before we finish today, I'd like to leave you with this reflection. What season of life are you in right now? Can you stop resisting it? Right? So if you are in the season of getting older, can you resist it? Can you trust that Krishna is working even when you cannot see the outcome, even when you feel like everything is falling apart? Can you have faith? Can you offer yourself the same love, patience, and compassion that you continually offer others? These are some questions that you have to answer yourself. I want to thank you for spending this time with me. If today's episode touched your heart, I'd love for you to share it with someone who may need this reminder. Please subscribe to From the Mat to the Heart. Leave a review and join me again as we continue exploring healing, yoga, and the beautiful path of bhakti. And until next time, remember, you are not your past, you are not your fears, you are not your mistakes. You are an eternal soul, deeply loved by Krishna. Hare Krishna.